Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. My name is Doug. This is another part of our series on converting a Precision Matthews PM25 MV knee mill, I should say bench mill, conversion to CNC. And what we've got so far, as you can see here, we've taken everything apart. We've taken all three lead screws out, we've taken the head off, we've taken the apron out, and given it a good thorough cleaning. I can't stress this enough, that if you buy some of these machines, whether it be Precision Matthews or Grizzly or any of the manufacturers that are out there, I strongly suggest, even if you don't convert it to CNC, take the entire thing apart and give it a good thorough cleaning. Even when I thought this thing was clean, I was still finding grinding dust in the nooks and crannies and so on, which over time is just going to make a nice lapping paste and wear your machine prematurely. So if you do buy one of these things, I suggest go ahead tearing the whole thing down and giving it a good cleaning. Where we are right now, obviously we've gotten the thing just stripped down completely. I've got a coat of oil over everything to keep it from developing any kind of rust. But in this episode we are going to be removing some of the single point ball oilers in the apron. And we are going to be replacing them with a pressed-in brass bushing that's threaded M5 by 0.8 to accept some push-to-connect fittings so that we can get everything back to a common manifold and use a single-point pump-actuated oiler. So let's go ahead and go over to the workbench and see where we're at. Thanks for joining us. All right, this is what we've got. This is for the head, and this is the apron. We've got the single point ball oilers right here that we're going to have to be knocking out. There's 2 on the column, and there's 4 in the apron. Some of these are blind that you'll have to get a drill and pull them out. They're just a slight press fit. Others, like this one here, you can go in through the back of the gallery, the oil gallery, and just give it a tap and they'll press right out again. So let's go ahead and get those out and we'll take the next step from there. There's the other one. Looks like the only one that you're not going to be able to access is this one here. So let's see if I can't find a drill and get this out. All right, let's see if this works. Maybe an easy out. Let's give this a try. Man. All right, what we've done is just progressively gone up larger and larger in the easy out set, and finally got it to the point where we can just go ahead and just rotate this, and the whole thing will end up coming out. So that was a little bit harder than I expected it to be, but at any rate, we've got them all out now. Like I said before, there's all sorts of grinding dust packed inside there, so what I'm going to do is hit it with some brake clean. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and hit these galleries with some brake clean, wash them all out, and then we'll take a look at the inserts that are going to go in there. All right, we're back from the cleaning, and still a lot of schmoo came out from spraying the brake cleaner in. I gave it a good hosing with the air gun, and I think she's clean enough. So what we have to do now is make an insert that goes in, and what I'm going to do, I'll make a screenshot of this so that you can take a better look at it. But what we've got here is an insert that's got a diameter that's going to press into these oil galleries. It's got a bit of a draft on it to get it started, and of course a shoulder, and then the inside of it's going to be tapped M5 by 0.8 to accept the push to connect elbows in there. So let's go over and head over to the lathe, and we'll show you how that's done. back over to the workbench. What I've got is my little ferrule that my elbows are going to fit into, and we're going to go ahead and press those in. What I've got is kind of I've got a bolt that this is going to thread onto. And what that's going to give it is the ability to be driven in and then firmly seated without really bashing the threads. The wall is pretty thin, so I was really kind of, I wanted to be cautious about caving this thing in or getting it in crooked, so a bit of a mandrel. We've got our hole. That draft makes it seat nicely, and we'll just give it a tap. That's seated. Take this out. Now let's see if you can. Fits in there nice. And then at this point, what we have are the elbows. And those just screw in there just like that. And we've got some tubing that'll push to connect in there, and we'll be off to the races. So let me go ahead and finish putting these inserts in for the rest of the grease holes, and we'll head on to the next part. Alright everybody, we've gone ahead and finished pressing our brass adapters into the apron and the column, so those are ready for their respective elbows. The next step is going to be starting the assembly process using the ball screws. We'll take a look at the ball nuts and replacing the fittings with the push-to-connect fittings as well, so that we can tie all this into the manifold so that we can have a constant lubrication system going as the mill is operating. So next time we'll go ahead and start putting pieces back together again. So thanks for joining me in the shop this afternoon. Please work smart, work safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.